Hello everyone, welcome to the very first coding tutorial of Codeheck. Well, by the title you have already guessed, this video is about Python and this video is for the beginner. You do not need any special requirements to follow this video up. Uh, you are smart enough to find this video. You will be smart enough to uh, go along with this video too. Well, so everything will be easy for you. Let's get started. Well, let's see how to install Python on your PC. Well, if you're using Linux, it's already pre-installed, and also in Mac, but in Windows you will need to install the Python first. It's quite easy, you just need to go to python.org and download the latest version of Python. Just download for Windows, download the Python 3. I am using it. You can also use Python 2. Both of the versions have some differences, but I am recommending to go with Python 3. After downloading and installing the Python on Windows, you will find ideally it's the Python shell where it's an actually interaction panel and shell where you can code or check your codes. Well, I'm using on Linux. It's already been installed. I just need to go to terminal. Well, this is the interaction panel of Ideally. Here you will code, you run code, check code. The first thing first, printing hello world. Well, what does printing mean? Printing means to show some output. Well, it's not printing some papers or like that. It's just showing output. To show hello world on our screen, we need to type some simple command like print, P-R-I-N-T, print, and start a bracket, double quotation, and inside the double quotation we need to write hello world. Hello world. You can write anything. I am writing hello world because it's a convention for the programmers. Well, shows hello world on my computer screen. Well, let's try something more. Print Codeheck. Well, you see, it just shows code, or you can say prints. Well, my name. You can give a space or just leave it. The Python shell works as a calculator also. Like you can just type 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 into 4 it's 8, 3.9 divided by 4 it's 0.975, 4 by 4 it's 1.0. Well, division it goes to points. If you want to use power like 4 to the power 2, 4 to the power 2, to the power, you are not using this symbol, you are using double into 2. It's 16. We'll now move on to variables. You don't need to type it, just a comment. Variable. Let's declare some variable. What is variable? Variable is just some container where you contain some specific data, like a is equal to 2. Here a is a variable and 2 is the data that it stores. Say b equals to 4. Then b is the variable which contains the data 4. It's a number. It's like normal mathematics what we use. And what will be the output if I say a plus b? Can you guess? Yeah, it will show 6. It's just normal math and calculator. We all do these kind of stuffs on calculators, and Python shell is also like that. A by B 0.5, 2 by 4 0.5, A minus B minus 2. Well, now let's move on to data types. Well, in this video I will be telling you 3 data types: integers, float and string. Well, you may not know the name, but in the previous code here you have already used it. Actually, you have used all 3 data types that I have mentioned. First of all, Codeheck. It's a data. Hello world. It's a data. And Ryan is a data. And what's the type of it? Well, it's a sentence. There are some characters here. This data type is called string. Well, here we have used numbers. This number does not have any fraction, does not have any points or something. So this kind of numbers are called integers. And well, 0.975. This number has a point and some fraction value. So it is not an integer. So what is it? It's a float. Let's check the data types. Well, to check data type, you need to just run a function type, and of what type. Well, suppose I want to show the type of 2. It will say class int. Int means integer. So 2 is an integer type of data. It's also an integer, but when I say type 1.8, it will say it's a float. When I type 0.69, it will say it's a float. When I type 1.0, what will it say? Integer or float? Well, guess, any guess? Well, it's a float, not an integer, because though the fraction value of 1.0 is 0, but it has a point, so it is not an integer. It will be stored on our computer as a float. Now suppose I want to know the data type of Ryan. What is the data type of Ryan? Type. For string, I need to add double quotation. So str. Str refers to string. You know about variables. I have told it before. Even x variable can store data of string 2. Suppose x is equal to Ryan, and if I type x, a variable type of x, what will be? It will also be string, str. Why x is string? Because x is a variable which contains a string type of data, so the data type of x variable will be string. Well, as we speak of string, let's see some string operations. Suppose x is equal to, now x is a variable of which contains the data string Codeheck. So the data type of x is a string. So let's see, if I say print x, what will it show? It will show Codeheck. If I just type x and hit enter, it will also show Codeheck, but it will add extra single quote. It's because when we type x and hit enter, it shows the value. When we type print x, it shows the output of print x. The single quote refers it's a string. String can be written inside single quotes too, like I have used double quotation, but I would not recommend anyone to use single quote. There's some reason. Now let's see what will show if I type x square bracket and inside the square bracket I write 0. Well, interesting. It shows just a character, just a letter C. Why C? Just now I'm using 1 instead of 0. It shows O. Okay, let's type another. Well, code 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 x0, x1, x2, x3, and it returned the value CODE. Let's see x. What is x? X is Codeheck. When I type x0, it prints C. It gives the value C. Well, go back to the string x. What is it? Codeheck. Well, the first value C. So the first letter C, second letter Z O, third letter D, fourth letter E. So have you guessed why it prints CODE when I wrote x0, x1, x2, x3 under the third square bracket? Well, yes, you are smart enough, you already guessed it. When I type x0, it just returns the first letter. When I type x1, it just returns the second letter. When I type x2, it returns the third letter. When I type x3, it returns the fourth letter. Why? Because, well, these numbers are called index. Here is a string and it has 8 letters, and every letter in a string, every character in a string has an index, and the index starts with 0. Well, the index of C is 0, the index of O is 1, the index of D is 2, the index of E is 3. So this is how this string operation is working when we are just typing the variable name, and then inside the square bracket I am typing some numbers like 7. You'll see K 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th. It just returned the 7th index of this X. What will happen if I type X8? This shows an error, string index out of range. That means there is no 8th index in the string called X. If we want to know the length of any string, you can just simply type len and the string X, or len inside the bracket we'll type anything. Say Ryan, it will say 6. We'll now come to concat. Well, concat is a simple term which means just attaching 2 strings together. Like suppose X is equal code and Y is equal heck. What will happen if I declare another variable which is Z and set the variable to X plus Y? And now if I show Z, what will it show? It shows Codeheck. Well, the 2 string become only 1. Now try X equal to Z equal to y plus x. What will it show? Heck code. Well, it follows the order. Now let's see if we want to find something. Now just declare a variable s, which is again Codeheck. And say find s dot find code. Well, what will happen if I do this? Let's see. It returns 0. Why 0? Find, by the name find, you can you all can guess. It searches for something. Well, what it searches? It searches the string that you have given inside the bracket, and from where it searches, from where it's from s. The s string, which refers to Codeheck, it searches the keyword code. Well, where did it find it? 0. That means it's in the first position, the 0th position. In a 0 index, it has found Codeheck. There's nothing before that. Let's try another. Find heck. 4. Why 4? It's 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th position it has found heck. Well, what will happen if you just say something that doesn't exist on s? -1. -1 means, well, it doesn't exist. It will not show any error. Now see another operation. Say s dot replace. What will it do? It will replace this keyword on this string, which is Codeheck, with this keyword. The first keyword, it will find this keyword on this string and replace with this. But it doesn't change the actual string. If we type s, well, it's still Codeheck. It's not Codehack. Well, but if you type s equal to s dot replace and then prints s, it will say Codeheck. It has changed because you have assigned the value of s here. You have assigned the value of s by replacing heck on the string s. So it will change the value of s. Well, I'll just type another. It's not Codehack, it's Codeheck. So I'm just changing it. Now let's see another thing. Suppose you have typed something s equal to, it has some spaces and then your word Codeheck, and then another some spaces and then another. Yes, will show this kind of output. But we want to get rid of these spaces, the extra spaces. What will you do? You will just simply type s dot strip, okay, and you will get rid of this extra spaces. Well, what if you just want the strip these spaces and not this? You want to keep this and remove this. You will just simply s dot l strip. Yes, you got rid of it. Well, this is all for today. Maybe in the next videos I will be covering list, condition, loops and this kind of simple stuffs. I will not go any farther, I guess. So keep in touch and watch the videos, like, share, comment. uh, if this video have helped you, let me know. This will encourage me to make more.